as printed. Any apologies for absence, please?
Yes, Chair, apologies from Councillor Wazir Malik from Sandwell and Sue Summers from the West Midlands Developments Company, and also Andy Williams and Richard Moon, Coventry City, Richard Lawrence from Wolverhampton, and Roger Mendonca from the Growth Company.
Any substitutes notified?
None received.
Thank you. Declarations of interest, if any, from members. If something comes up and you think you should declare, then clearly do so at some point. Steve, I've got Steve Simpkins' hands up. Steve, do you want to just...
Yes, Chair. Item 7, pipe or non-pecuniary. It's Mark Warden. I'm the Cabinet Member for Economy and Regeneration, so best get that on.
Fine, we'll note that accordingly. Steve, thanks for that. The minutes of the last meeting of the 11th of January have been previously circulated. I just want to give you one update, and that is with regard to the investment programme updates, dashboard rather. Councillor Tristram Chatfield asked that we get some dialogue with regard to any red-rated risks, and I just want to advise that that has been actioned, and Ian Martin advised me that that has been done. So I hope that satisfies Tristram's request. Are there any issues? I'm just asking that those are noted for true record. Any dissents that I do that? Councillor Simpkins, your hand's still up. Is it the same old hand? Yeah, thanks for that.
Yes, okay. Chair, sorry.
So no one's dissenting from that, therefore we'll take those as noted accordingly with that update which I've just provided for you. We now move to investment programme update and dashboard. I've got Linda's name against that, but who's doing it? Is it you, Ian, or is it Linda?
I'll be doing that, Chair.
Okay, fine. So can we go through that at this point in time, then, please?
Yeah, sure. So funding commitments as of end of January were 795.3 million. That's up 15 million on November. You'll recall that in December we were running behind due to getting returns in, earning income, etc. and spend. New schemes approved have been at CA board, the New Stations Package 1 and New Stations Package 2. At January Investment Board, we approved a change request to VLR, but there was nil financial impact on that, and Coventry Station change request, equally nil financial impact. So costs incurred and drawings to the end of the calendar year were 252.5 million. So that's up 24.1 million, usual on quarters when we receive claims through. We have previously agreed at CA board to hold approval of the 801 million financial ceiling. There are proposals to extend the limit, which is currently being reviewed by leaders and go to CA board. The SQW report on the investment programme complementary report were previously approved, as the board will note. We attended a meeting on the 20th of January with HMG discussing any questions they had. Pleased to report that that went well. There were no difficult questions. We seemed to go through that and they were happy with the responses. So we're looking forward to the Gateway review being concluded sometime in the quarter. Forecast for drawings on the years still quite optimistic, kind of as it was set by sponsors kind of originally, but we're happy with progress on projects. Shall I move on to the dashboard, Chair? You're just muted, Bob.
I'm muted, yeah. Any questions on the report itself before we move? Councillor Karen Grinsell, over you.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. Just a quick question. Are you allowed to say what the discussions are around lifting the ceiling to?
I don't know whether I'm allowed to say that. Linda's going to jump in. Look, she's smiling already.
It was actually reported in the full board papers that went on Friday that there was some headroom which the finance team have been able to identify, but that is subject to further discussion before it's brought back to board. But I can just give you an assurance that there is some ongoing work within that particular proposal, and hopefully by the time we get to the March board, we'll have further and better information to be able to give you. Linda, is that a fair representation of where we are?
It is at the minute, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the assurance I can give you. Linda and her team have done some excellent work, but we'll actually look at that accordingly. I've got Councillor Stephen Simpkins' hand up. Stephen, please.
Yes, Chair. I'm just conscious that the next board will be in March, and that'll be before the election. I'm just thinking about timescales for projects to be brought forward, or actually to make the dashboard. As I look at the proposals in this document, there's a lot of proposals and a lot of investment, which I'm pleased to see, but it seems to be in the south, not really in the north and the Black Country. So is there an opportunity for us to look to bring proposals forward for the Black Country and specifically Wolverhampton?
So let me just clarify the point. The sponsors bring the proposals forward to the investment board, and that in essence is the local authorities themselves. We don't define those investments. They are brought forward to the single assurance framework, and therefore it's up to each local authority or sponsor to bring the proposal forward, which we will consider, absolutely. And that's the assurance I would give you. There's nothing more to it than that, frankly. I hope that's helpful.
Yes, thank you, Chair.
Okay, we'll therefore move on to the dashboard then, Ian, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
Sure. So we've got 9 schemes showing as red status on completion only. So these are as follows. We've got HS2 parallel designs. We've got some in-depth discussion about status of projects going on with UGC and Solihull with regard to those. So we're expecting that before April we'll have resolved where we are on that. The UKC interchange strategy is a small amount of money of 240,000, 180,000 spent. We're just looking at a change request at the moment, which will probably extend the work on utilities around that project. Largely delays due to HS2 delays, so they'll just follow on. Coventry City Centre South, we've discussed as a board previously. The planning application has been made to change the scheme, so we're expecting something that may follow through that, allied to that. Metro Wolverhampton interchange will be requesting an extension. That's due to the delays in completing the bit of track that goes through to the station. Follows on from delays to the station, so nothing untoward there. Expecting something to formalise the position soon. And then there's 5 UKC infrastructure kind of packages, all really dealt with kind of on bulk with Solihull at the moment. We're just discussing extension of time to those. None of the above have financial impact as advised to us at the moment. They're all within the envelopes given.
Thank you. Any questions to Ian or anyone with regard to the contents of the dashboard? The red risks have been identified and the commentary has been attached accordingly. So any questions at this stage? None, no hands indicating. We are just simply asked to note the report and the dashboard. All agreed? No dissent being shown. That's fine. Agreed. Thank you. We therefore move on to the dashboards themselves, collective investment fund, brownfield land and the revolving investment fund. Nick, they're all in your name. Do you want to do them all in one go or what?
Morning, Chair. Yeah, these are the public session dashboards. So I propose to provide an update on the CIF, RIF and BLPDF dashboards under the private session later on in the meeting, if that's possible.
Yeah, I think I'd recommend that. Most of the detailed stuff does go into private session. Yeah. So if we're all content with that, I'm going to move on. I therefore have to exclude the press and the public, and I pass the following resolution in accordance with section 100A4 of the Local Government Act 1972. The press and public be excluded from the meeting during the consideration of the following items of business as they involve the likely disclosure of exempt information relating to the business affairs of any particular